people don't feel they're spiritual, but still it could be really helpful to expand into a more greater awareness. Yeah. Are there exercises, would you say couples should sit in front of each other and eye gaze, or is there something simple, really simple couples can do, even if they don't feel they're going into the space of complete, now we are becoming something else, because often it's
I just gave you the eye gaze. If you're feeling really loving, you can do eye gaze. I'm not a big eye gaze person. My thing is express, but the eyes are the windows. Oh, but if you're upset with your partner, don't look in their eyes. Okay, it's the worst thing you can do. I heard some experts saying, the secret to resolving an argument is when you're mad at your partner, just look into their eyes. No, that's the worst thing to do. If you're having a little conversation, it's a little tense, sit together side by side or do it while you're walking. Okay, so you're not looking at each other. Because eye contact, if you have resistance to your partner about something, or you anticipate resistance, basically your partner will resist back with eye contact. So yeah, there are processes you can do. Actually, I do them in my workshop. I tend to be with my partner. My recommendation is you feel your love. Just give reassuring love. And at that time, you're looking them right in the eyes. But you're bringing it not just eye contact. It's looking them in the eyes while you're doing, do you love me? How much do you love me? Do you like me? Do you forgive me from yesterday? Have you let it? Are you still mad at me about that thing I said? No, honey, I'm not mad at you. Do you promise to forgive me? Will you always love me? See, everything you want to hear from your partner, you have to ask for. That's called being a grown-up. Okay. In the Bible, it says, ask and you shall get. It doesn't just come to you. Take one step forward, God comes 9 steps towards you. You have to ask. You have to open up. That is the secret to all this. And if you look at everything that ruins relationships, is this idea where women are constantly, it's not wrong. Women are always testing. Does he love me? Does he not love me? Does he love me? Does he not love me? I'm giving a talk. I'm looking at my audience. Am I getting to everybody here? Am I not getting to everybody? I'm constantly looking for reassurance. Am I going the right direction? How do I want to do this? Well, same thing for women. Am I being loved? Am I not being loved? So they're constantly looking, whether consciously or not. Am I loved? Am I not? Am I loved as much as before? Has he changed? Have I done something? Did he do something? This is all going on inside of women. They overthink everything compared to what's really going on when it comes to a man. So that tendency of insecurity is to ask for the reassurance you need. Often 90% of the time when a woman wants to, he's not talking. I want him to talk. Why do you want him to talk? What you want really is reassurance that he's not mad at you, that he's interested, that you're important to him. You do want connection, but you can have connection by going into him, or you can have connection by him going into you. You don't have to go into a man at all. One of my favorite jokes is, women have a place you can connect through. Men have another place you can connect through. If you want that, that's what you're going to get. That's not fine. It's just, we're designed to go into you. That's polarity. Certainly you want to have conversation with a man, but asking what he feels and what's going on inside, not the right direction. But women will do that when they don't feel safe to open up to him. And they don't feel safe because he's not interested, but he's not interested because nobody asked him. If you just ask a man to do something, he'll be interested in doing it. If he says, honey, I'm in a bad mood today. I just want to talk about what happened. You don't have to say anything. Just listen. He'll do it 100%. We're the best listeners ever if you're not complaining about us. Just don't complain about us. Complain about all these other things. And after you complain for a while, make sure you also come back to I'm grateful. I realize it's not such a big deal. I'm happy. I'm lucky I have this. I'm lucky I have that. And I'm happy I have this. Come back to being positive again. Don't just throw negativity out there. Come back to sharing. And it's easy. It's a little discipline. Is if you focus on a little negativity, that will raise your estrogen too. All negative emotions or positive emotions raise estrogen. But it doesn't last. If you're doing negative emotions, it goes up and it goes right back down. If you share positive emotions, it stays up. So sometimes to feel positive, you have to share this happened, this happened, this happened. That's our feeling letter exercise. We help people process their emotions. Then you come back to the positive emotions. It's a discipline. It could look as much as saying to your husband, oh, honey, I just want to talk for a few minutes. Oh, today, there was so much traffic. I had to talk to so-and-so. He did the same thing. He didn't pay. I keep calling these people and they didn't do that. And so she complains a little bit, shares her frustration, disappointments, her worries, her concerns. And then she says, but actually, I'm really grateful I have this. I'm lucky we did this. And I realized it wasn't a big deal. And I'm so happy to have you listening to me. I feel so much better. I feel connected. Thanks so much for listening. Boom, that's like a few minutes. And he listened to you and you got your need to connect. She needs to connect. One quick little thing, with a little technique, my daughter has that class, Understanding Women, at marsvenus.com. And one of the things that I just think is so brilliant, she shares so many brilliant things that I didn't think of it, so I really think it's brilliant, which is when her husband is listening to her, sometimes he completely detaches, like so many men, because he's thinking about it. He's not feeling what you said, but he'll suddenly just pull away, and emotionally she'll feel he disappeared. And rather feeling threatened or disconnected, all you have to do is simply say, so you're thinking about what I said. And every man will say, yes, I'm thinking about it. And you'll get a positive response. His tone of voice will give you all the connection you need. Because what women are constantly, whether they're aware of it or not, they're looking for reassurance all the time. Just like those studies on men thinking about sex all the time. It's, these are biological realities. Whereas women know they need to feel loved. Men know they need to have sex. And a woman who wants to have sex with him in a primitive form meant that she has a high level of love or trust with him. So we're getting that message. We're looking for that. And, many men will say in this whole sacred sexuality world, where you get these, what are they? The free love. Okay, I'm so free. I can have sex with anybody. And I can go here. And we have open relationships and freedom here. Talking about jealousies coming up and negative energy coming into your relationship. Now you're taking your precious energy that you share with your partner and giving it to some stranger. It's like giving all your money away. And it's like, wait a second, that's mine. It's like people don't realize energetically you're growing in this sexual potency, sexual love potency over time that makes problems little things. When your sexual potency goes down, your love potency goes down, it's like everything's a problem. Everything's irritating you. And all it takes is him or her to go off with her vibrator, him to go off with his pornography, and you just drain the sex energy. The potency is not there, which makes you more addicted to having sex. So it's like we want to free ourselves from that dopamine hit and make it more of an emotional process of using sexual feeling. Sexual pleasure allows us to feel more, and as we feel more, feel what's inside of us and express that. And for women, it's expressing their pleasure or expressing their vulnerability, their need for reassurance. For men, it's expressing through his behaviors and reassuring words that will touch her heart very deeply, as his body is touching her very deeply, and so forth. So you do body, mind, spirit all comes together, but only with love. That's what sacred sexuality is using sex in order to make more love between a man and a woman. And I was making the point about these guys who say, okay, we're designed to have many women. No, you're designed to make babies. And if one woman won't have baby with you, then you're designed to find another one, until you can make a baby. Because when you can make a baby with a woman, which means she loves you, you find a woman that theoretically, women didn't want to have sex with you unless they felt enough love for you that she could trust you to be there for her. See, that was the whole idea of waiting for marriage. The logic behind it is you don't have sex until you're married, because when you have a baby, he's got to stay. So basically, when women feel enough love for a man, knowing he'll stay, then you have sex where you're going to have a baby. And if you actually have sex with a baby, this is now biology. If I have sex with my wife, after sex, I've made different hormones than if I had sex with porn or sex with a prostitute or sex with a one-night stand or another woman or an affair. My body literally knows who you're having sex with. Are you having sex with somebody who loves you, who depends on you? If I have sex with someone who loves me and depends on me, my body makes prolactin. Prolactin inhibits my desire to have sex with other women, because it means I found the woman to love me. So we're all looking for love as well. We have to be successful to get the love. But when you get that prolactin drop, it inhibits your desire for sex. It will also keep you from having sex with your partner very quickly, which happens for couples, heterosexual, all couples lose their desire for sex when they love their partner. It's kind of paradoxical, but love produces prolactin. Prolactin lowers dopamine. And dopamine, if you're depending on dopamine or intensity in order to produce testosterone and estrogen, then without the high dopamine, you're not going to have your sex drive. That's why you need polarity. So you need to be with somebody you love, that's sacred, and that will produce polarity. I'll be with you in just a minute. Just a minute. So I got an appointment I got to go to, but that's the magic thing. How do you keep the passion alive is create polarity. And when you're with someone who you love, then as a man, you're free from lust. You see, there's this thing that rules a man's life, his whole life. He's looking for a woman to have sex with, suddenly you're free from that desire. You've got it. I can give another example. When I was younger, I was always looking for the house I wanted to live in. Then I got the best house in the neighborhood. I can look at any house and go, I've got better. I mean, we as human beings are constantly comparing. I have a better house than anybody in the world. Somebody else might think their house is better, but all the things I want in a house are here. So because of that, I never lust after another house. I don't lust after another car. There's nothing I look after because I've got it. And that's freedom, the freedom to not have to try to get more. I've got it and I'm passionate about it. That's what monogamy can give you if it's sacred sexuality, where you find what you're really looking for and you hunger for it. Now, once you satisfy it, I'm not thinking about sex. I never think about sex because I get in bed, I get naked with my partner, boom, it happens. It's there, having what you want, as opposed to, oh, I can't have it now, can't have it now. And this is what goes on with people when they don't understand what we've been talking about, which is how to create sacred sexuality.